Hey y'all, welcome back to Miss Bree Reads. I'm Miss Bree, and this week we have a new story. The author writes the story, the illustrator draws the picture. We got the front, we got the back, we got the spine, The title of the story is Stephanie's Spectacular Aquarium Visit. That is a mouthful. Oh my goodness. Written by Cass Kim, illustrated by Kowena. Stephanie's Spectacular Aquarium Visit. Written by Cass Kim, illustrated by Kowena. Hi, I'm Stephanie, and today my Aunt Stacy is taking me to visit the spectacular, splendid, wonderful aquarium. I can't wait to see all of the fish and snakes and other ocean creatures. What is your favorite water animal? I really like to go see the fish and sharks and reptiles, but some of the words are tough for me. Sometimes I struggle to say the word snake because of the SN sound. Can be really tricky. I have to hold my tongue behind my teeth for the S noise before I can make the N sound really fast. Like snake. Aunt Stacy is here. I say bye to my mom with a quick snuggle hug and sprint out to the car. Once my seatbelt is snapped in place, we're off. Stephanie, Aunt Stacy says, standing just outside my car door, I have a special surprise for you today. She is smiling so big, I'm very excited. The penguins' eggs hatched last week, so there will be small baby penguins called chicks to see. Let's go to their spot first. Once we have our tickets, we walk straight to the penguins' habitat. That's their home. I love how penguins waddle, slapping their wide flippers on the stone, and the baby chicks look so sweet and soft and fuzzy. Did you know that penguins can't fly, even though they have wings and feathers? Their wings are sleek and slim, like strong paddles for swimming fast and diving for fish. How many fuzzy little baby penguins do you see? I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Bye, sweet little penguins. See you next time, I say to them, waving. Aunt Stacy and I are ready to go to the reptile den. Reptiles are cold-blooded, so they need sunlight or heat lamps to keep them warm. On snowy days, this is my favorite part of the aquarium because it's always nice and toasty. My mom is scared of snakes, but I like to look at their scales. Some snakes have shapes in their scales that look like stripes or diamonds. Which ones do you see? I also like to look at how their heads and mouths are shaped. Some of them have very boxy or square heads, and some are more narrow. It's also fun to watch them smell by flicking their tongue really fast. When they get scared, they'll hiss to tell you to give them space. Can you hiss like a snake? Hiss. Snake! I like to pretend the air in my mouth is slithering out between my tongue and teeth, just like a snake slithers. Snakes slither because they don't have legs to walk with. I also like geckos. Have you ever met a gecko before? I know one really smart, small, green gecko. It's my pen pal, Greg's gecko, named Kai. He sort of looks like a small snake with legs. Even though they don't live in the reptile area, sea turtles are actually reptiles too. They have a big flat shell that is almost a square, but not exactly. And they can hold their breath for hours. Aunt Stacy's friend Sloane works here, and she told me that some sea turtles can hold their breath for up to 7 hours while sleeping in the water. Come on, Stephanie, I think they're feeding the fish now. Aunt Stacy always knows the schedule. She's the best to go to the aquarium with. After Aunt Stacy and I wave to the snakes, snails, lizards, and geckos, we start to walk through the smooth and see-through undersea tunnel to the deep sea tanks. When I was smaller, this tunnel scared me because it's under the biggest tank. The sharks swim past and they look so close that it can be a little scary. Now I know that it's not scary, it's spectacular. What spectacular creatures can you see? I see a sea turtle near the sandy floor. A shark is swimming beside us. A stingray above us looks like it's flying, but it's really just swimming. And there's a big school of fish. When fish swim in a big group like that, they're called a school. At first I thought that meant they were learning, but that's just the name of the big group. Schools of fish are pretty when the sunlight peeks through the windows because their scales are so shiny. I see fish that have shiny silver scales, bright blue scales, and really sparkly white fins. I always know a shark is swimming by when the fish scatter. Sometimes, though, my favorite part is spying the smaller, slower sea animals. Those live in the smaller tanks near the exit. Did you know that the crabs in some of the tanks are also called crustaceans? That mostly means they wear their skeleton on the outside as a big shell instead of skin. Let me show you before we go. These small fish that live in the seaweed are called seahorses. Look how they hold on by curling their tail around the seaweed. See how small their fins are? They're not very good at swimming. And over here are the starfish. See how they're shaped like a star? Although they aren't actually fish because they don't have scales or gills for breathing, so really we're supposed to call them sea stars, not starfish. They have 5 arms that they use to move around since they don't have any fins to swim. And the very last tank over here has the scariest but also coolest sea creatures. Eels! Some of them look very slimy. Some of them have scraggly teeth and hide in small sea caves. My favorite are the ones that look like grass. These are called garden eels, and they snuggle down in the sand and stay mostly buried. Don't they remind you of snakes? I was surprised to learn that most eels don't have scales. Even these garden eels with the stripes. I also love the slender snipe eel. It's so skinny and small, but its nose is very pointy. It eats shrimp and other crustaceans. Next time we'll have to visit the dolphins and otters. They're in the other part of the aquarium. And Aunt Stacy has to take me back home now. Sometimes when we come for a whole day, I get to eat a snack from the snack shack and we watch a big movie about spotted whales. I wonder what movies you've seen about ocean animals. I hope you had fun. I loved sharing the aquarium with you. Isn't it just spectacular? The end. And that's the end of our story, my little bookworms. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. What was your favorite part? Remember, reading is a magical adventure that can take you anywhere you want to go. So keep reading and exploring new worlds. Until next time, farewell, my friends. Subscribe and like, comment what book you'd like to hear next. Make sure you check out the link in the description so you can read along with me.
Miss Bree reads! Miss Bree reads! Miss Bree reads!
Stay curious and spread the joy.